Hello, and welcome to another episode of Child Abuse Awareness with Darlene J. Clark. Be a part of the solution instead of part of the problem. Rutherford County, Tennessee, that's in, it's east of, a little bit east of Nashville. I don't think it's in Nashville itself, but it's sort of close. It's a little town, Murfreesboro, Tennessee area. I answered your question there, Chris. The copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is the use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips a balance in favor of fair use. Need to remember to take heed that ye despise not one of these little ones. For I say unto you, that in heaven their angels do behold the face of my Father, which is in heaven. And since this was a ministry, these two sorry pieces of crap, ministers, the Matthew 18, verse 6, but whoso shall offend one of these little ones, which believe in me, it were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck, and that he were drowned in the depth of the sea. Hello there. You found that watchdog, you don't see it? Well, he is in jail still, but she is out of jail. But we'll go over that. Hello, everyone that's here. Thank you so much for coming. I got to babysit my grandkids, so you might hear them in the background a little bit. I'm trying not. First, we'll give you the update, and then we'll go back down to basically what we had done before, right? The update: traveling Murfreesboro evangelist and wife charged in child victim case is now set for trial. Here they are right here. They even went on GoFundMe to be able to pay for the van for the ministry. This right here, Benjamin Garlick, and this is Shantaal Garlick. Dates have been confirmed for a 5-day trial involving a husband and wife in Murfreesboro facing a combined total of 20 criminal charges related to, I need to minimize that, to child victims. Oh, sorry. Let me read that since I had to minimize it some. Dates have been confirmed for a 5-day trial involving a husband and wife in Murfreesboro facing a combined total of 20 criminal charges related to child victims. The trial is set to begin on July the 28th, 2025, in the circuit courtroom of Judge Barry Kidwell. 33-year-old Benjamin Garlick faces at least 7 counts of aggravated rape of a child, 6 counts of aggravated sexual battery, solicited sexual exploitation of a minor, and 2 counts of continuous sexual abuse of a child. A pre-trial motion previously requested for March has been granted a continuance, followed by a status hearing set for July the 24th, 2025, just 4 days before the trial. Pre-trial motions are typically filed by either the prosecution or defense to request the exclusion of certain evidence, dismissal of specific charges, or changes to the trial venue. Before Garlick's arrest, he led church services as a traveling evangelist, visiting states including Texas, so there's probably victims in each of these states, be well aware, Florida, Alabama, and Arkansas. During his travels, he gained thousands of views on social media platforms like YouTube and Facebook, with extensive documentation and videos posted by religious organizations. He reportedly preached at a variety of churches across the U.S., catering to both English and Spanish speaking congregations. Almost exactly 10 months ago, detectives from the Murfreesboro Police Special Victims Unit encouraged anyone who may have been victimized by the man described as a traveling minister to come forward. Police highlighted in their requests SBU detectives are urging anyone, particularly those in the Hispanic community, who believe they could be a victim, to step forward. Shantaal Garlick, who will turn 31 this month, is the suspect's wife. Court documents indicate that she faces 2 counts of facilitation of a felony, specifically facilitation of aggravated rape of a child. She also faces 2 counts of aggravated child abuse, neglect, or endangerment, with the victim being 8 years old or younger. Murfreesboro police noted in the release that she and her husband traveled together when visiting churches, stating he and his wife traveled across the country, according to the investigation. The mother faces charges under Haley's Law, which applies to cases involving serious bodily injury to a child. This law includes sentencing guidelines for aggravated child abuse that may bar convicted offenders from having future contact with the victim. Benjamin Garlick, who the MPD calls a traveling minister, evidently made a post on a popular GoFundMe website to request donations for a new mode of transportation after the family van accumulated over 400,000 miles on it while traveling. Garlick stated they needed to raise 40,000 to pay for a Ford Transit van. In his appeal for funding, he cited a growing family and expressed excitement about receiving their new baby boy. To further justify the large request, he noted that as few as 40 churches, each given $1,000 or 80 given 500. The plea for funds was written in both English and Spanish, aligning with this traveling ministry and sermons delivered to both English and Spanish speaking segments of the U.S. population. When the fundraiser closed, just over 18,000 was raised toward the purchase of the new van. Garlick was re-indicted by a Rutherford County grand jury last March, at which time additional charges were filed. Following the new indictment, police stated in a press release that he also faced counts of violation of the Child Protection Act. The indictment was served to Garlick while he was incarcerated at the Rutherford County Adult Detention Center. Can y'all hear me okay? Yes, in the Murfreesboro. Yes, that's right. Yes, and you're right. It's Murfreesboro, Tennessee. While the wife remains free on bond, Benjamin remains in custody. In 5 months, the couple will appear in a Rutherford County courtroom to face a jury in a 5-day trial beginning on July the 28th, 2025. Hold on a minute, please. Y'all, please go to your room because you don't need to hear this, sweetie, okay? So go in there and play with your. Thank you. My grandson just walked in here, so I'm trying to make sure he goes. Disclaimer: all suspects are presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. The arrest records or information about an arrest that are published or reported on News Radio WGNS and WGNSradio.com are not an indication of guilt or evidence that an actual crime has been committed. But when he's a traveling minister, it's pretty scary, right? So also, Here's another part where in 2023, the traveling preacher accused of multiple child rape and sexual abuse charges in Murfreesboro had recently been served an eviction notice. 32-year-old Benjamin Garlick is charged with 5 counts of aggravated rape of a child, 5 counts of aggravated sexual battery, sexual exploitation of a child, and continuous sexual abuse of a child. And remember, he's got daughters too, daughters and sons. The crimes are alleged to have happened in February 2021, police said. Garlick helped run La Espada, a Murfreesboro, I don't know how to say that, Espada, a Murfreesboro-based ministry for Spanish speakers. A sign posted at the business showed Garlick had been given an eviction notice on August the 29th for not paying rent to Sword of the Lord publishers. Sword of the Lord publisher sent WSMV4 this statement. All children are a gift from God, and to harm one of them in any fashion is a gross sin and punishable by law. We are shocked and saddened by the news of the abuse of a child anytime, anywhere. Children, all children, are precious and deserve the full protection of all of us. As a proponent for the safety of children, preborn and born, we recommend to all pastors, ministry leaders, and everybody else, if you see something, say something. Come on, Louisiana. I got some friends that's been telling y'all about it, and y'all are bothering her and harassing her. There's other places over there in with Grace and Grant Solomon. Y'all need to do something with the people that's been messing with kids there too. Y'all need to step up. Do what this says. If you say something, if you see something, say something. Says report any suspicious criminal activities against children to your local authorities. If a child is in immediate danger, call 911. If you are unsure of your local helpline, call 1-800 for a child. And I remember I had that link on here before, and it's an amazing place. Garlick's wife, 29-year-old Shantaal Garlick, is also facing charges, according to police. She is charged with the facilitation of aggravated rape of a child and aggravated child abuse, neglect, and endangerment. Chantel has been released after posting a $75,000 bond. Videos and images posted online of Garlic and his sermons show he partnered with churches in Florida, Indiana, Minnesota, and Texas. Without further ado, got a little bit more information here. So here is Haley's Law, aggravated child abuse and aggravated child neglect or endangerment. A person commits an offense of aggravated child abuse, aggravated child neglect, or aggravated child endangerment and commits child abuse as defined. As child neglect as defined, and it's got the statutes right there. Child endangerment. The act of abuse, number one, neglect or endangerment results in serious bodily injury to the child. A deadly weapon, dangerous instrumentality, controlled substance or controlled substance analog is used to accomplish the act of abuse, neglect, or endangerment, like if you had drugged somebody, for instance. The act of abuse, neglect, or endangerment was especially heinous, atrocious, or cruel, or involved in infliction of torture to the victim. And we know when you rape a child, that is, the child is hurt, she is tortured, he is tortured. The act of abuse, neglect, or endangerment results from the knowing exposure of a child to the initiation of a process intended to result in the manufacture of methamphetamine. So it goes on down, speaks more. There's we're going down to violation of this section is a Class D felony, provided, however, that if the abused, neglected, or endangered child is 8 years of age or less, or is vulnerable because the victim is mentally defective, mentally incapacitated, or suffers from a physical disability, the penalty is a Class A felony. Well, they did say that it's 8 years of age or less. The serious bodily injury to the child includes, but is not limited to, second or third degree burns, a fracture of any bone, a concussion, cerebral or subarachnoid bleeding, retinal hemorrhage, cerebral edema, brain contusion, injuries to the skin that involve severe bruising, or the likelihood of permanent or protracted disfigurement, including those sustained by whipping children with objects and acts of female genital mutilation. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. This section should be known and maybe cited as Haley's laws also. So let me go to this other part over here. This is where the Haley's Law came into effect in 2004, I believe it says, 2005, April the 12th, 2005. So let me go to this is earlier release, but I think it's important to get as much information out there as we can, right? So this was the news release when I clicked on it in 2024. Murfreesboro Police Department Criminal Investigations Division Special Victims Unit. Detectives are encouraging any potential victims to come forward in the child rape case of the traveling minister. Benjamin Sean Garlick, 32, was re-indicted by Rutherford County Grand Jury in March and now faces additional charges. Now, please come forward since he traveled different places in the United States. And, when he had to stop by other states as well when he goes through from like to Alabama, Texas, whatever, and Arkansas. There's other states in between where he could have messed with kids as well. Benjamin Sean Garlick was indicted. I'm sorry, I'm getting tongue tied. I'm getting so mad at this guy right now. His wife, Shantaal, 30, was also re-indicted and now faces 2 counts each of facilitation of an aggravated rape of a child and aggravated child neglect. She made bond last year and was rearrested last month after being served with a new indictment. The investigation shows Benjamin Garlick spent the past several years as a traveling minister with primary focus on the Hispanic community. Whoa, primarily. Oh man. He and his wife traveled across the country according to the investigation. HBU detectives are urging anyone, particularly those in the Hispanic community, who believe they could be a victim to come forward. Potential victims can contact Detective James Wilkinson at 629-201-5612 or email. I will bring that down at the bottom of my page. Benjamin Garlick remains in the Rutherford County Adult Detention Center on a $825,000 bond. Chantel Garlick is free again and just posted another $75,000 bond. Both are scheduled to appear in Rutherford County Circuit Court for an arraignment hearing on the new charges on Monday, April 15th. Sorry, that got me off guard. Please forgive me. So I need to go ahead and put in there too. You can't find it. And I want to also put a banner right here. I don't mind sharing y'all how to create a banner. When you go over here, and if I put like scroll, then it's gonna be able to put the whole entire thing there. So I had to retry it again. There we go. That banner. Make sure it scrolls at the bottom of the page down there. Y'all see it down there? I'm gonna try to see how far that Murfreesboro is from Nashville, Tennessee. Uh, I keep spelling so bad. There we go. I thought it was with that. I'm spelling it quite. It said it's 51 minutes away from Nashville. Can you see the map? There's your answer there, Chris. Do you see it? It flows like 30 minutes on the I-24. Oh, okay. Thank you so much, Family Cat. These are some sickos, and I can't believe they let these perpetrators out of jail on bond. Appreciate you so much, Family Cat. I'm sorry my grandchildren are making a noise in the background. I had asked them to be quiet before I came in here, but you know, grandkids. Hold on a second, please. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I had to mute my mic while I told her to be quiet. I love you, but you gotta be quiet, okay? Well, Grandma's doing this. Thank y'all for staying in your room and out of here so y'all didn't have to listen. I appreciate that. Thank y'all so much about this. Like I said, in June or July is when they're supposed to have the court case. The update, let's see that again. At the very top. For July the 24th, 2025, the hearing. So we need to be sure to stay in tune for this case. Kids matter. And I really like the fact of that church saying that sort of ministry. I thank them for saying it. Yeah, 10 grandkids. Oh, wow. You're a busy lady, You're looking at Megan's, but it said to look up at Haley's Law. That's weird how a lot of these aren't being included in Megan's Law, isn't it? Yeah, let's go in there, get a reminder about the Megan's Law. Megan's Law is a federal law that requires law enforcement to share information about registered sex offenders with the public. The law was created in response to the 1994 murder of Megan Kaka, a 7-year-old girl from New Jersey. I guess for the fact that it's still going to trial, maybe not. I don't know. Don't really understand why they don't sort of let people know. I know that they used to go, like when I lived in Gunnersville, Alabama area, Gunnersville, Albertville, the police would show up and give a printout, and we didn't have to worry about whatever because they warned us about the perpetrator that moved into our community. But I haven't seen that in so long. It's like the police are not really taking care of the citizens and let us all know, hey, there's a new perpetrator out there, right? Yeah, nothing come up at all. Yeah. It's like that other one I had also talked about that officer in Pennsylvania a few days ago. Well, thank y'all so much, and I will try to stay in tune with the different stories. I saw another story earlier. I did not get to research it yet. Um, it's kind of hard to do it with my grandkids around. Oh, you did, Kat? That's awesome. I used to live in Gunnersville, and there's one of my neighbors that needed a ride to work. Him and his wife didn't have a vehicle, so I would take him to work about 5 o'clock in the morning, And at first I had to take them towards Huntsville, and then later on I had to take them to, he worked at Rutherford State Park. And that was interesting, getting up that early and then having to go back and take his a couple hours and take his wife to work and then babysit the kids all day, their kids all day long, and then go back and pick the wife up and go back and pick the husband up, right? Oh, Honeycomb, yeah. Yeah, that's where I was thinking about that area, Honeycomb. Yeah, that's where I had to drop them off somewhere around that Honeycomb area. That's where my youngest son, he was in a Big Bass Junior tournament, fishing tournament, and he came second place in the state. He was first place at one time, but y'all know when you fish in a pond, right? They're a lot easier to catch. All you do a lot of times is you just go out there and feed the fish at a certain time in the pond, and so you just go out there and throw it out any time to get a good fish. Well, the 17-year-old ended up beating my son, and my son caught his fish at Guntersville Lake. But the 17-year-old caught his in the pond. Oh, really? That's awesome. They got some boats that take you around now that you could go fishing, try to get them big old catfish. Guntersville. I have a friend that lives really close to the dam, and they didn't. He's an older guy. Guess he's later 70s, early 80s or so. And he said when he had to start school early because they didn't have enough students in the class, so they let him begin at age 5. So they had to get up when they first started school, and the teacher asked them what their name was and to say what road they lived on. And he got up there, and he told who he was, and he said, "And I live on the damn road." She thought he cussed. She grabbed his ear, was pulling him back to a room. He didn't state it the second time. She said, "What did you say?" And he said it again. Then she grabbed him by the ear. Another boy stood up and said, "Teacher, does that mean I'm going to get punished too for saying that I live on the damn road too?" But he's talking about Guntersville Dam Road. He's not talking about, the cursing. That's just what the road was called, the damn road. Oh wow. I never tried to water ski. Never cat. I've been too afraid. That'd be my first time and last time even living. But it's pretty cool over there. I really hate all that hydrilla that they have over there. But y'all remember to be, hey, so you got to laugh at some of the things that goes on in life, and that was pretty funny when he got in trouble for saying he lived on the dam road when he's talking about Guntersville Dam Road. I got to close this out. My grandkids are getting louder and louder. All right, well, thank y'all so much. God bless y'all. I love me some good fried catfish and some fried